As far as Goldberg, we always hear from Bret Hart that he was careless in the ring and stuff, but we hear from other people that he was actually great in the ring. How was your experience with Goldberg?
You gotta realize where me and Goldie started at. Like, I met him at a strip joint in the Gold Club, like probably 4 years before he ever came in. And I like that's why he had a full head of hair, because he never had to shave his head. He did it because he wanted something different. And it wasn't to mimic, Stone Cold. He just thought it was a personality that he was taking on. But you know, I knew him from trying to get him to get in then. And then later, when his football career was over, it was Sting and Luger who brought him to meet Bischoff, and then from there took on his own deal. But I'd go down to Power Plant and I'd work with I always call him Goldie, Bill. So I had worked with him, like teaching him stuff, and just like people had taught me. And so we had a really good working relationship. And I know that it wasn't Bret Hart's thing because he was just such a master technician to actually get in the ring and walk through stuff. Pretty much, okay, we'll do this, this, and that, and we'll call the rest out there because he's from that generation. What's fascinating is that I took Bill, and we both went to the power plant. And I told him, you're going to miss the first spear. And by this time, he's Bill Goldberg. Like, he knows he's the man, even though he'd only been working like a year and 2 months. And he goes, no, I'm not. I said, yeah, you got to trust me on this one. You're going to miss the spear. And he's like, no, I'm not. And that went on for a couple of weeks. And when we got there, when I showed him how he was going to miss it, he got it. And he did it with me. But if you go back and watch that spot, I kick him and he, drops back. He's going to spear me in the corner, the turnbuckle. He did not want to miss me. If you look at it, man, I literally get my feet up and over as he's going through. A milliliter of a second later, he's going to spear me. And he hit his shoulder big time. And then when he finally did spear me, he knocked himself out because I knew he could. When he came with that spear, he was coming. So I'm going to be gone. Like, you're coming at me, I'm gone. And so it was like hitting a napkin. Imagine hitting a napkin with the fierce, and Goldberg came through. His head hit first and knocked himself out. He was unconscious until we got back. He was on completely, I've done it before, been knocked out and woke up walking backstage and looking at Kimberly, did I just wrestle? So I know what that's like because I've been there. But for me, he was snug as could be because to Bill, it was real. Anything he was out there, like, if it didn't look real, Bill wasn't doing it. And when he came with it, he came strong. I don't think he never meant to hurt Bret Hart ever in a billion years. I love Bret. I loved working with him. I had some great matches with him. Yeah, he's I understandably so, because if someone really catches you, with something, you're gonna hold on to that, being bitter about it, and it didn't happen to me, so I know it happened to Bret though, and it screwed him up, as far as the concussions and all that, and so many of us have had so many concussions.